Okay, if you're feeling blocked, if you're feeling stuck, if you're going through a huge life change, life transition at the moment, if you have left one life situation behind and you're moving into a new situation and you're feeling like, what the heck have I done? You're feeling kind of stuck in the middle of leaving that old life behind and you don't know how to move into that new life, then this video is for you. Hello lovely people. Today I am talking about what to do when you're feeling stuck, blocked. You may have shifted in some way in yourself, in your life, gone through a big change, and now instead of feeling joyful and happy and wonderful, you feel lost, unhopeful, hopeless, don't know what the heck is going on. You feel like you've made a massive leap backwards instead of a huge leap forwards. So this is something that is a bit of a theme on the planet right now. There's kind of themes that we go through on the planet. I'm an energy intuitive, so I'm more tuned into the collective consciousness and the energies that are playing out currently. And there's a big one recently where a lot of people are leaving stuff behind, leaving things that have been holding them back, maybe their whole lives, for years. They're letting it go, moving on. Old patterns, old energies, old beliefs, maybe relationships are coming to an end. Maybe you've changed jobs, you've finally left the job that you've been dreaming of leaving for years. Maybe you've given up work, maybe you have moved to a different place, you've moved house, moved to a different town or even a different country. And so there's a lot of this change energy is going on the planet. Lots of people are stepping into their power and their passion. And I mean, it's a bit of a buzzword now, isn't it, that I do get a bit fed up with, passion and purpose. That one's been around a few years, but I guess things become buzzwords because they're so key. They are a thing that everyone relates to. So lots of people are finding bigger meaning in their lives. And when you decide to do that, it can feel very joyful and exciting and wonderful. But there is a big part of that journey that I've experienced a few times, and I've actually been experiencing it recently. I'm kind of on the tail end of it now, where a big leap happens and then you're kind of left in this new space and things can come up to challenge you in that space. It's almost like the universe says, are you ready for this? Really? Have you got this? Are you sure? You sure you're ready for this? And you leap into a new zone, you move into a new energy, you move into physically a new house, new relationship, new job, new ideas, new space, whatever that is. And you can feel for a while, what have I done? Why have I done this? The very uncomfortable and undesirable past that you were living, the old patterns, the old beliefs, the old relationship, the old job, whatever it is for you, that you spent years maybe or a long time wishing to leave and imagining what it'll be like when you leave and how wonderful it'll be. Suddenly that stuff back there, your past, that's P-A-S-S-E-D, it has passed, it has gone. Suddenly it feels quite comfortable, uncomfortably comfortable. Even a prison cell can be comfortable, dry, warm, you know. It might be a prison cell that we put ourselves in, but it's still quite comfy and can feel quite secure and safe. So when you make this leap into the new, suddenly what will come with it, or can come with it, is this inner vulnerability. And your subconscious mind does not like you to feel vulnerable. Your ego, which is your protection, your protective mechanism, it dives in to protect you when it feels it's necessary. it doesn't like that. It wants safety, predictability, sameness, wants to keep you the same, wants to keep you locked in to the old you. A lot of times that's why we don't make the changes that we dream about, because we just have these sort of subconscious barriers to that. So you make the leap, or maybe you are becoming ready to make the leap. And a great analogy I heard recently, I can't remember who said it. I think it was a lady on YouTube, but I can't remember, but credit to that person, whoever you were. They said that this transitional time, which is what it is, you're transitioning from one way of experiencing life, one way of being, one life situation to another. It's very much like lobsters who, as they grow, as they mature, they become too big for their own shell. They outgrow their own shell, and there comes this point where they're squished inside. They've become bigger, but the shell hasn't, and they're so squished in there that it must feel very uncomfortable. I know when I've recently gone through these big shifts myself, my energy expanded very, very quickly. I felt like I was the lobster in that shell. Everything suddenly was pressing in on me. It was like literally, I did feel like I was in this vice, in my life, in myself. It was really, really uncomfortable. And then what the lobster does in that scenario, he finds a little hole to go into. He even blocks the door on that hole. It's really sweet. He builds a little cave for himself, and once in that safe space, his skin or his shell, it cracks and it just falls away. He sheds, and he's for a time then left pink and vulnerable with this very soft outer shell that needs time to harden up before he's ready to go back into the world. And that's so symbolic of what I've been going through recently, what a lot of my clients have been going through, and I've been through these evolutions in the past as well. So either you're ready to make the change, or you make the change and you can suddenly feel so vulnerable, so exposed, so lost, so out of your comfort zone. A side effect of that can be that you feel like, this is the wrong decision, this does not feel good. Or you might feel just blocked. Where do I go with this now? What now? I don't know what to do. You might even feel, and that this is my response to this is how my body and my subconscious mind responds to this. I sort of want to retreat, just like the lobster going into his little safe space. I retreat in myself. I don't want to do so much in my business. I'm very motivated about building my YouTube. I'm a content creator. I'm very motivated helping my clients, helping people, putting stuff out, putting things on to help people. Recently, all of that kind of stopped. I was like, I've lost my purpose, I've lost my passion. It's just look under the carpet. Where is it? Is it under there? No, where's it gone? Where is it gone? Have I lost something? Is something going on with my mind, or am I unwell? Or it was a strange space. I stopped going out and being so social. I didn't even particularly want to go outside my house. And some days, honestly, I just literally felt like I wanted to pull the covers over my head and just stay there under the duvet. That felt best in my little cave. But what had happened was so this is my example this time round. I had a huge expansive experience recently in September this year. A few weeks ago, I went to London to the Shift Experience run by Aaron Doty. And if you don't know Aaron, go check him out on YouTube. He's an amazing guy in this sort of zone, transformational speaker. And I don't know where to start. He does so much. He's wonderful. And Victor Odo was there as well. They're both my mentors, and finally got to see them in the flesh. It was great, wonderful. And that had a profound effect on me that weekend. And a lot of the other people there as well went through the similar thing. And we were all in this zone where we were going through these very transitional times in our lives. And my energy on that weekend, I expanded hugely. My vision for myself and my life became massive, like much bigger than I've ever seen before. And where I was going in life shifted dramatically over these 3 days. How I was viewing things in my life, how I was viewing myself shifted dramatically in these 3 days. I shed loads of old stuff. I shed that old skin, that old shell. I shed it in this time. And it felt amazing. And then I landed back in my life on the Monday, and it just felt quite terrifying and awful, because inside of me I had this whole new energy, I had this whole new way of being, I had this whole new reality inside me, my new shell. But outwardly, my outer life, it hadn't shifted to match yet. So with transition, I want you to imagine looking at yourself side view in a mirror, and you've got one foot behind you and you've got one foot in front of you. And what that does is that kind of just keeps you wedged into the middle, into that middle space. You're not moving back, you're not moving forward, you're just kind of like just stuck there for a while. And that's what it's like when you go through transition. You've shifted from your past, you've changed so much, you can't go back to the past. So you've got that one foot back there, but it's leaving your past, you're leaving your past, and you've gone through this change, you're moving into your new future, but you're just not there yet. So although that foot is stepped forward and ready to go, it's just not quite there, and you don't know what that new version of you looks like. You don't know how that's going to roll out in your life. You don't know what's going to happen. It's all very unfamiliar territory. And I just feel that when we go through these transitions, our divine knowledge and our subconscious mind and our whatever divine force is guiding us, which I believe we have so much guidance in this life, it just kind of purposefully leaves us there in that static space, just to kind of have time to toughen up that shell, ready for what's coming, and to prepare you for that, to, like a wave pulling it back in on itself, gathering all that energy before it comes crashing out with that force of nature, that force of energy. That's how I like to think of it anyway, all very positive, but it feels blooming uncomfortable. It can feel awful when you're in that space. So if you're in this space now where you're feeling all this, you're relating to the things I'm saying, you're maybe feeling you're stuck, you're in this transition, you've made a big change, you've transformed yourself, you've transformed your life, you've left something behind. Any of these and other similar areas, if you're in that zone, just stop. And if you can, find a way to allow yourself to rest within that space. You've done a lot to reach this point. You've expended shed loads of energy, both mental energy, physical energy, spiritual energy. You've done a lot. Take this rest, because honestly, I truly believe, and I know from my past experience and from that of my clients, once you step forward into that new version of you, that new life, that new whatever, then it's all going to roll again. Then that momentum, the wave is going to crash forward, that energy release is going to happen. And you are going to need to be well rested for that. And you're going to need to have your new tough outer shell to go out into that new experience. to protect you and buffer you, and so that you feel in your power, you feel ready for whatever newness is coming. And try and keep an openness as well. Keep an open expectation. Lots of trust comes in at this time. Trusting that what you're going through is right for you right now. Make peace with that space of where you are. Rest as much as you can. If you don't want to do anything, then don't do anything, you know. Don't do anything. But just expect that that will shift at some point. I'm coming out of that zone myself now. I'm suddenly having all these new creative ideas and inspirations, and I'm feeling the new energy, and I'm meeting new people. New opportunities are coming into my life. Lots of great things are coming in to this new space. I'm moving into it now. I can feel that. And that's just to kind of happen naturally, because I bedded in while I needed to rest, reset, grow my new shell and be ready for what was coming. So no matter how uncomfortable you're feeling, no matter how blocked you're feeling, and actually forget the word block, you're not blocked. Doing nothing is doing something. You're still alive, your cells are still working, your atoms in your body are still all whizzing round. You're not blocked, nothing's blocked. You're in transition. You're shifting from one place, one existence into another. And there has to be that break. You know, if you go on a long journey, if you're driving, let's say from London to Scotland, you might be one of those people that's like, I'm going to do it all in one go. But from my perspective, if you're doing a long journey like that, there's going to be some breaks along the way. You're going to have to go to the bathroom, or at least get something to eat. You might stop and have a sleep. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get to Scotland. It just means that you're going to make the journey a bit more comfortable for yourself. You're going to do it in a more sensible way. So I hope that helps you today. If you're in this transitional mode, you are not alone. Honestly, when I was at the event in London, there were about 100 people in the room, and Aaron said, how many of you feel like you're going through a huge life transition right now? Honestly, about 80 of us put our hands up. I feel it's this big, moving, shifting energy that's on the planet right now. And we as a collective consciousness and as a collective on this planet, we're all going through this together. We are shedding like crazy. We're letting go of the old stuff that's been holding us back. Sometimes our whole lives. That's all going. It's all going. You know, it's uncomfortable, but it's for the better. It's for us to move into better. So hang in there. If you need any support, I am here. I am a coach. I run body code sessions, emotion code sessions, and I coach you, and I'm with you to help you go through this. I'm your Sherpa to help you through. I have lived these journeys myself. Everything that I help people with and support people with, I've personally experienced and got myself through. So I'm there to guide you through these zones when you need a bit of extra support. So if you look in the details along with this video, somewhere there'll be a link or some information to come and contact me. And yeah, I'll look forward to partnering up with you. Head over to my website, thehappinessgap.co.uk. I put lots of other videos, resources, blog posts and things on there. There's a free meditation to raise your vibration. Always good to try and keep your vibe high in these times of change. So I'll put the link down there for you as well. If you like this video, please do like it and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and go and grow that new shell. It's really exciting. Embrace the exciting change and know that things will get better. Have that trust. Take care. Have a good day.